Alright, hi everyone, how you doing? I am Mr. 28, founder and CEO of 28 Games. Hope you're all doing really well. It's got a few minutes here before I'm going to be picking up my mother, taking her to Vineyard Church. She's going to Bible study there. It's very warm in this room right now. It's actually warmer today, so that's why it's warmer in this room, because I'm my beverage cooler here. But it's 6:37. It's 1837 hours military time. Just kind of an FYI for those of you who don't know that. I guess I just wanted to put out this video because I've been speaking with this, I call him the Discordian, call him Evil for short, because he's from a character from a sitcom or a series called Evil. I won't say the name because it's going to give away who the person is. But we've been talking for a while, we've been talking for a few days, and you know, through the beginning of his conversations, you know, it was kind of cryptic. You know, I'm very used to crypticism because, you know, I did that on GTA forums, you know, with the dialogues and Durrell Ramir and everything like that. And ultimately what I was doing was just kind of brainstorming ideas, promoting GTA 6. I mean, honestly, that's what it boils down to. I mean, and that's the point about GTA 6, by the way. If you haven't got it, I hope you're starting to get it now, what this whole thing is all about. You know, why there's no trailer, you know, why everything seems so long, and, you know, it's been such a long time, you know, since a new GTA game. There's a reason for that, but it's right in front of you. But anyway, I've been talking with this guy, and he just sent me a message about, I'm going to say about 10 or 12 minutes ago, and he showed me a video. And it's a video of a commercial for a company called J.G. Wentworth. And it's for structured settlements and annuities. Now, I put two and two together. As you know, I signed a contract. I signed a contract. I know I've been saying everything I've been saying about it. I do have it. I'm going to get some printer ink. I'm going to print it up and legitimize it, you know, basically make it legitimate, showing that it's not hearsay, that I have it. And I'm going to put that in another video, as you've seen before in two of my videos, where I said, look, I'm going to basically tell you the difference between a concept and reality. I'm going to hold the document up of the contract facing me. I'm not going to turn it around because I'm giving whoever wrote it up the benefit of the doubt. And I'm just going to say, I'm going to read an excerpt, word for word, from that contract. But, yeah, the terms of that contract said that I could basically... It was along the line. The first part was there was two parts of it. The first part said I was going to get paid $10 million, which it did. The second part said that I could earn 5% revenue from a popular game. 0.5%. And it may not seem like a lot, but actually it is. That's all I can say. It's a lot. It's back when I was talking with, you know, what was Simon? Remember Simon? Remember him? You know, he passed from a heart attack, which is very, you know, very, very sad. Yeah. You know, he was the one that said to me, you know, when we were doing up the contract and all that, you know, he was working with me to make that happen. He said, look, we were talking about the second part of the contract, which is getting, basically, me having generated income, which is what this is, an annuity. Basically, what it is, it would be an annuity. And he was saying, look, it may not seem like a lot, but it is. 0.5%, 0.5% revenue from the total sales, you know, of this very popular product. Now, an annuity is guaranteed income. And how annuities work is you actually invest money into a company, into an entity, and what they do is they use that money to pay you a fixed funds, fixed installments. It can be monthly, quarterly, annually. It depends. It depends on what the terms of the contract is. But in most cases, an annuity, yeah, it's basically like Lucky for Life. Remember when I was playing the Lucky for Life lottery? And if you won, well, it's like if you win the lottery. It's basically like if you win the lottery. If you win Powerball or Mega Millions, you have two options. Take the lump sum or an annuity. Lump sum is you get a lump sum of the total amount after taxes, and then an annuity is you're paying one fixed set of one installment that's a certain amount, a different amount, and then a whole bunch of installments after that for life. That's what Lucky for Life is. It's basically an annuity. But an annuity can be short term or long term. So the payments can last for a short amount of time, or they can extend through your lifetime, however long, until your dying breath. Now, when I was looking at this whole contract, I was just thinking, realistically, and, I'm going to bring Church GTA in because, obviously when I was on his server, he made a good point. He said, no one's going to send you $10 million. No one, and that's true. That's absolutely true. I get that. I'm not disagreeing with that. That's true. No one's going to send you 10 million, millions or billions. It's not going to work that way. It's going to be through in a structured way, like annuitized, an annuity. So based upon what this guy Evil was said to me, he sent me this subliminal message, saying a J.G. Wentworth commercial, which goes, there's a jingle to it. I have restructured suddenly and I need cash now. And yeah, but it's about annuities, structured settlements, all that. So I kind of put two and two together and said, okay, that's what's going to happen. That's how I'm going to get paid this money. It's going to be an annuity. It's going to be a fixed amount of funds. Now the question is when that's going to happen. I'm not entirely sure because of this whole GTA 6 thing. But I think I'm hoping that it happens soon. But I signed a contract, so it's gonna happen. A contract is a promise. It's an agreement that says, we, this company or this entity, agree to pay you this, amount of money or do this for you because you've done this for us. It's like I scratch your back, you scratch my back kind of thing. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that, and I'm sorry if it doesn't seem too clear. I'm kind of behind right now. I haven't done any of my journaling today, so I got to upload a whole bunch of stuff to YouTube, Instagram. As you know, I upload to YouTube and Instagram. I've been putting up a lot of concepts today. Concepts, GTA 6, Project Artemis stuff. And I'm really happy about that because, I had it sitting in my gallery, the GTA 6 concepts, for a while. And most of those concepts come from Instagram, from a guy by the name of the real one, the real one, the real P1. I think that's his username, but that's where a lot of those Lucia concepts you'll see on there, where there's a description, about her special abilities or something like that. Those are all from him, and he's got a lot of good stuff. And I'd like to put up some other stuff because I credit him every single time. I credit all the artists of these incredible concepts, because that's in and of itself. That's like GTA 6 marketing. It's like promoting the game. It is. So, yeah. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going to be picking up my mother soon. I think that's how it's going to go. This whole, how I'm going to get paid, how I'm going to get rewarded is through an annuity. So it's going to be a certain amount of payments, installments that are going to extend, last my lifetime. Like Lucky for Life. So it'll be like I won the Lucky for Life lottery, which is really, really cool. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I've been there and done that. Like I said, I know, about subliminal messages, and that's been, because I'm all about ambition, and one way to surprise someone is to kind of say a whole bunch of stuff that's either true and untrue, right? And then it's up to you to use your better judgment to decide what's real and what's not real. And sometimes it may be confusing and overwhelming and all that, but in the end, basically the objective is to surprise you. And I think that's been the plan all along. To surprise me with this. And I've been doing this a lot. I really, really have. I don't lie when I say that. I've been talking to a lot of people. I don't know who they are, but I've been talking to people. I've narrowed it down to a few people who I think it is. It could be one of four people. One of four people that have been talking to me all this time. And whoever this is obviously a mastermind. You know, they know what they're doing. But then again, I know what I'm doing too. So, you know, don't try to screw around with me, because I've been there and done that. Okay? I'm just telling you straight up. When you've been someone that's been through a lot of crap, you are instantly 10 steps ahead of anyone who tries to screw you over. So you can't be screwed over. Just ask my father. That was his life. He went through things, and then he became a skeptic and said, I don't believe this. You know, and people walked into his life and out of his life. And that's how my dad was. If you met him in real life, that's how he was. He was had a heart of gold, loved my sister to pieces. In my older vlogs, you know, I was taking care of her. I'd say this little speech to her, you know, every single night, 30 minutes. I was taking care of her in hotels. I'd say this whole speech, Daddy loves you, because she knew my father is Daddy. And we gave her peace, gave her comfort. You know, she was delayed, developmental disability. But I'd say, I love you, Daddy's proud of you, watching over, looking out for you. And you have my two strongest hands, back to front, you and you, Daddy, the workhorse, you know. And I'd say this, and it was my job. That was my job. I took care of my sister. I was paid $17,0625, $42,000 a year, tax-free. Only reason why it was tax-free is because there was a law that was recently passed that said that independent contractors, that was my position, my job, caregiver, didn't have to pay. Our money wasn't taxed, so I could keep all that money. And that's why I was able to stay in the hotels. Best Western, you'll remember that. Stayed in 3 rooms. 117, 119, 157. And, you know, Zeno there, he was the general manager. Really nice guy. You know, he and his wife, they did it up. They were wonderful. They took care of us. They took us in. And everyone there at that hotel, and I'm sorry, this video's going over, but it's good stuff. It really is. We're at 649 right now, 1849. They took care of us. Cared about us a lot. I went through some heavy crap, and they knew that. You know, when people can see your story and your backstory, well, then they help you. See what I'm saying? And these guys did. Everyone at the staff, because Zeno was the general manager. His wife, Divya, was the assistant general manager and the sales coordinator. So she made sure everyone was paying what they did, you know. And everyone there, you had Yao, you had Kathy, Cassandra, Paul and Perry, Ying, another guy. He was there for a short amount of time. There was a woman from Brazil, Brazil, from Russia, someone from Jamaica. They were all nice people, you know, and they had a lot of patience for my sister. My sister's developmentally disabled. She has agenesis of the corpus callosum, which means that a part of her brain didn't develop, so she's disabled. And then colpocephaly is another neurological impairment condition, was less known at the time, where you can get seizures. And my sister has had a lot of seizures, and that's why she went to the hospital back in 2017. Lo and behold, 1 year after my mother had total hysterectomy from a uterine fibroid, because, you know, when you don't, you know, you're, as female, when you're reproductive organs, you don't use them, you know, fibroids can find a spot on there. And fortunately, we were able to get to that right away. My mother got the oncologist, Dr. Wilkinson, and Dr. Wilkinson, you know, basically, well, my mother's main doctor, who worked in internal medicine, Dr. Maharaj, and she was Indian, said she found it right away. And had that not happened, my mother could have died. She could have died from a uterine fibroid. Yeah. I distinctly remember my father coming into our living room. I was sitting on the chair, and mind you, guess what I was doing? I was on GTA forums, writing up a list for GTA 6. My father came through the archway in the kitchen. He said the morbidity, you know, with the mortality rate, survival rate for someone with cancer is not good. And he knew it. I looked at him, he looked at me, it's like he knew. Started crying, he put his arms out, and God bless him, man. I miss him so much, I really do. And, yeah. Well, this got all over the place, you know. But, yeah, that's all that. So let me get back to the guy I'm talking with, the Discordian on Discord. Yeah, he sent me that message, and I was thinking. And so my conclusion is, the contract agreement is going to be an annuity. So I'm getting a structured amount of payments because I have paid into. I paid $1,868.55. That's an investment. I paid an investment to a company. They're going to use that money, and what they're going to do is they're going to pay me back, because it's I scratch your back, you scratch yours. It's an investment thing. Like expanding your portfolio, you know how you do E-Trade, or you do high yield savings account. That's why they say when you win the lottery, you do two things. Number one, you don't tell anyone. Number two, you invest in a high yield savings account, which isn't tax free, but you start generating capital because you got all that money, right? But that ain't good enough, because you know you gotta have cash flow. Because you can't just have a whole sum of money and think that's going to be it. If anything, you want to have like an annuity. You want to keep the cash flowing. That's why some people invest in Bitcoin to generate capital and keep themselves going, and also have a nest egg. You know, what I'm going to say to you is, if I get paid this money, annuitized payments, installments, lifetime for the rest of my life. If something happens to me, when something happens to you, you get in the States, United States, you get an estate. You go to a lawyer, you see, does this person have a will, what are their assets, you know, you got to decide what's going to happen with the money they got left. Who's going to get it? Goes to probate court, it's a whole process. I had to do it with my father, my Aunt Patty, you know her, God bless her, she put the fire under my mother's butt, you know, to do all that, start a probate estate, and we got all that done. And we had $66,000 nest egg. Guess what happened? Well, I had student loans, $23,000 in debt. I had loan sharks coming after me, debt collectors. I used a money market account. I paid that debt off. So yeah, it was a tough decision, but agent or life calls for the tough decisions. So I paid all that off, so I'm clean. I got no debt. I also owed $1,300 from Capital One, who's another financial institution. My mother ended up opening up an account in my name in '06. That money accrued in my name, so it affected my credit report and all that. So I paid that off too. So altogether, I paid off 24 grand in debt. Yep, that's why my credit score was so good and went up. My FICO was 720. It dropped, because I had a Capital One account, to help me with my credit, because my credit isn't too good. That account got closed. I didn't use it in over 2 years. I closed it. My credit crashed, and now that's on there. Bad credit stays on your account for 7 years. So you get hard inquiries. You do in the States, no bueno. You get in a car. You want a car loan. They're gonna pull your credit. They say, oh, it won't affect your credit. BS. It does. You still get those inquiries, and they fall off. But yeah, it's not fun. But yeah, I hope all that makes sense. So yeah, I think that's when I think this whole contract deal is gonna go. It's not gonna be a whole $10 million coming to me. That's not gonna happen. But it is gonna be split up. It's gonna be installments. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, dreamers, stargazers, and voyagers, I have earned this. I really, really have. It's no joke. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've had people say, you definitely earned your millions. I've had someone else, a recent person I talked with, not the evil guy, but the person before that, Simon, say, you've done a lot for them. And in my mind, I believe I have. When I have a job, when I need to get going to work, I get to work. I did it taking care of my mother, did it taking care of my sister, my dad a little bit, my father. I kept everything going. I was in grief. I felt like crap some days. It doesn't matter. Fear ain't no option. That's my tagline for Project of Life. Fear ain't no option. Because it isn't. You don't have time for fear. You gotta get out of your own way. You gotta do it. You gotta do the tough shit. And you know what? Tough shit, tough life. That's how it goes. It's true. It's very true. But what also is true is I'm going to end this video. We're at 1857. I'm Aaron, founder and CEO. I'm also Mr. 28, Crazy Bitches Club of the Historic. My tagline, 28 games. Something I'm very, very proud of, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to put all my journals up. I'm going to get this up. I'm going to write a little bit more tonight, because I journal every day. You'll thank me for this. It's an incredible story. It's a crazy one, but it's one worth document. All right. Take care. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Be well. Hug your loved ones always. They want to know from you like you want to know from them. Back with more. Take care. Bye-bye.